All right, welcome to a long time ago with me, Adam. I'm joined as always by Martyn. How's it going, Martyn?
I'm good. I'm doing really well, thanks, Adam.
Yeah, good. Um, so this week's episode, we've recently released, you may have seen a couple of videos of an unboxing, if you like, of some forgotten merch that and other Star Wars things that Martyn owns. Um, let's get into that a little bit. It was last year sometime. I went up to yours, and it was around the point where we released the Star Wars room video. Um, and then you told me basically that you had a whole load of other things boxed away that you haven't got room for, because you are obviously low on space there, everyone can see. Um, so why don't you tell us a little bit about them and we'll get into it a bit.
Yeah, just a bit of a brief history. I mean, as all Star Wars collectors do, they just pick up Star Wars stuff sometimes when they see it, and sometimes they regret it, and sometimes they don't. But sometimes you get to the point where you've got so much of the stuff that you can't put it all out on display. So, I mean, I've been collecting for over 30 years, so I've got boxes and boxes of stuff sat in the garage, all well protected and everything, but they're in the garage, and a lot of it, and I'm being quite honest here, I haven't looked at for years. So a lot of it I actually forgot that I had,
Yeah.
and some of it I wish I hadn't bought.
Yeah, and I mean, you told me about this, and I thought, well, you've got to get it out. If you can't remember some of it, we have to get it out and look at it and see what there is in there. So, for anyone that hasn't seen the video, we'll just stop right now and we'll put that in there so you can see what we're looking at and what we're going to be talking about today. Okay, so moving on. You can see there's loads of stuff in there. What we're
that,
going to
that was just the
talk.
first box.
Yeah. And I mean, it took two parts to get it all on the table, didn't it? So,
I had to speed the footage up by four times as well.
yeah, blimey. Um, so yeah, we got a few things to talk about, haven't we? Uh, there's one one particular thing that I want to get started with. There's a quite an interesting image of yourself and your wife crudely
Oh,
photoshopped
oh no.
as,
Why'd you have to start with
as
that?
Padme and Anakin.
Yeah. Well, the, basically, it was our first ever time going to Disney World, and we just been on Star Tours. It was the new Star Tours. It was the first year in 2011 they updated Star Tours, and we came off the ride. And as soon as you come off the ride, as you do in all theme parks, you walk into a shop, and on the right there, as we walked down the stairs, was this booth, and basically it showed all these amazing pictures of characters from Star Wars, but with the faces superimposed on. And I said, "Oh man, they look really professionally done. It actually looks really good." So we were looking at the pictures, and it was like, "Well, we can't be C-3PO and R2-D2. We can't be this character." I was like, "Well, we can only really be Anakin and Padme." So I was the one who persuaded her that it would be a great idea to do it. She was totally against it.
And you can see why.
Yeah, you can see how happy she was in the picture to have it done as well. Um, so basically, they just put our faces on Hayden Christensen and oh, help me out. Oh my god,
Natalie
Natalie
Portman.
Portman. Thank
Yeah.
you. Face bodies, and yeah. Yeah, oh God, I can't believe that I've actually put that on there. Why has that not been burned? It's shockingly bad.
I can't
Um,
believe you kept it. It must have cost a fortune if you kept it.
I think well, it's Disney. Everything costs a fortune. But
Very true.
I'm at a quandary now. Do I flash it up on the screen to show
You
everybody?
have to, I think.
I'm gonna have to get permission though, because
Sorry
she
about
will
that.
kill me. Absolutely kill.
Uh,
Oh dear. I might have to like blank her half out or something.
yeah.
But yeah. Yeah. Oh dear, oh dear. That's
Sorry to
funny.
start with that,
No,
but
that's funny.
it got me. That one got me. So up next then, your Star Wars weekend. You've got like little brochure type things. Do you
Yeah, that
remember
was
those?
yeah, that's a good spot. Basically, we went to Disney from 2011 to 2016, and every time we went,
Just so you know, he wasn't there that whole time.
oh
He
no,
came back. These
yeah,
these were trips every
I
year.
wish, yeah, no, we had an annual holiday to Disney World, and
Yeah.
every we first year we went in 2011, we accidentally timed it. Honestly, had no idea, but they had something called Star Wars weekends on at Hollywood
Right.
Studios, and it was basically a 1 month Star Wars event that happened every weekend,
Oh,
and
okay.
it was such good fun, and it was so cool. Merch was great. The characters were great.
Yeah.
It was just a great atmosphere, fantastic. I really wish they still did it. So every preceding year, we booked our holiday at the same time, so that we made sure we were at Star Wars weekends. And
Yeah.
obviously, when you go into theme parks, anyone who's been to Disney know you get a little map of the lands and everything, and but these obviously pointed out where everything Star Wars specific was for those
Oh,
weekends.
okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, so
So they were like they were your general sort of theme park maps.
yeah, basically they're just
And
theme
that was
park
just the
maps.
front cover, the brochure type. Yeah, was Star Wars
No, no,
related.
no. Everything, all the insides were Star Wars related as well. They
Ah,
changed the maps to look Star. They had the one side of the park was the Empire, and the other side of the park was the Rebellion.
nice,
Yeah, it was
nice.
really
That's
cool.
cool. Yeah. Let's see what else we've got in here.
Just so
Jigsaw,
can
go
we
on.
just say, I don't think we said at the beginning. I don't know what Adam's picked out
No,
as things that he wants to know more
I think that
about.
was pretty obvious from the
Okay,
first
good. I just wanted to make
choice.
sure.
um, okay, then jigsaw puzzles. You got some jigsaw puzzle in there. That's
Yeah, that
that's an interesting one.
well, I think you don't know if you remember, we saw those, well, not those actual ones, but we saw the same ones at Echo Base. They're
Oh,
the
right.
original 1983, 84 Waddington's
Mm,
jigsaw puzzles, and
yeah.
you got a little poster in there, and
Oh,
yeah, they're from my childhood, and they still got the
do
all the pieces.
you have had them since since you were young, really
Yeah,
young?
yeah, I think one of them possibly was purchased in a car boot sale when I was young. But the other one was, I can't remember which one. I think it might be the Jabba the Hutt one, was actually mine as a kid.
Okay.
And I believe all the pieces are still in there.
Yeah.
The posters not aren't in there anymore, but yeah, all the pieces are there.
Maybe that's the next short then, you doing a jigsaw puzzle. Oh, that's going to
Well,
rack up the views.
I think there are 150 pieces possibly, so I don't think it would take me too long, maybe a couple of
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah. It's going to get all the views that way. So, moving on then. So I've seen these Takara Tomy action figures. They look a bit more modern actually. They've got you must have got these fairly recently because it's there's prequel characters.
No, sequel characters, I think.
Sorry,
Yeah,
sequel characters. Of
yeah,
course.
Now, my sister went on as a Star Wars collector and as a known Star Wars collector in your family. Basically, it makes things very easy for your family when
Yeah.
they go on trips or buy you birthday presents or Christmas presents. They basically pick up anything that has the logo Star Wars on, and they know, yeah, we've done well there.
Yeah.
So my sister went on holiday to Japan, and she went to a specific shop in Japan. I can't remember which one it was. If I remember, I'll flash it up on the screen. And it is basically a Star Wars shop. It
Oh,
sells just
nice.
Star Wars merch, and
I've
it's
been to Japan. I don't remember seeing this.
oh
How annoying.
really?
Yeah.
I can't remember where it is. I'll have to find out. And as I
Yeah.
say, I'll put it in the description below. But yeah, if you go online, there's some pictures, and it's got all the way from vintage up to modern Star Wars stuff in
Oh,
it.
wow.
And
Yeah.
I don't know too much about these, but I'm assuming they're a Japanese toy company.
Yeah.
But
Well, Tomy, I think, is quite well known.
yeah, Tomy,
I
yeah,
see.
Tomy, yeah, I know
Yeah.
Tomy. Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Are they the same company in Japan? I don't know.
I wonder. Yeah, I wonder if
Yeah,
that's where it
but
originated.
I do like the droid.
Oh, see, that's a bit annoying because I was going to say there's one in that collection that you you might want to send my way.
Yeah, no, I'm more than right. That's it.
No,
That's it.
no,
It's said no. It's said on the
no,
podcast. It's
no,
coming your way because they just. Do you know what? They're surplus to anything I collect, really. And it was really generous of my sister to buy them. If you're watching this, but they're just one of those things I haven't got space to fit anywhere, so they
Hence
went
why
in a
they're in the
box.
forgotten boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah. No, they're better off
Right,
being
put
out
him
on
out
display for
loose.
somebody.
Is it
Absolutely.
are they the equivalent of three and three quarter inch?
No, they're smaller than that. I think the
Oh, are
droid will
they?
probably be 3 3/4 inch. It'll be to scale, but
Yeah.
the little figures, I think they're around about 2 inches tall, maybe.
Oh, right.
And I think they're quite heavy as well, if I remember correctly.
Oh,
I think there might be some kind of metal in them or something.
oh, right.
Yeah,
But the droids should be sort of the same size as your.
I'm fairly certain the droid will be exactly the same size.
Oh,
Yeah,
that would be cool. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that'll make a nice little addition to the
Wonder why
collection, to
Adam
be
picked
honest.
that one out.
You've got a fair bit of signed merch from Ashley Eckstein,
Yeah,
Ahsoka.
I've actually
Was
met
that in that one?
yeah, I've met Ashley Eckstein about 3 or 4 times now, and every time, I've got an autograph from her, and but at one of these Star Wars weekends in Florida, which one are you thinking of? Are you thinking of
So
the?
I think it's a T-shirt,
Okay,
but
yeah.
there's also like a Rebel Rendezvous
Oh
pass.
yeah. Okay, yeah. So basically, there was an event called Rebel Rendezvous, and it was the first season of Rebels was just about to be released, and there was a preview event at Disney when we were there, and we were lucky to get tickets to go to this preview event, and Ashley Eckstein was there, which kind of should have given away really the fact that she was going to end up being in the series at some point,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
we didn't put two and two together because she's got quite a Disney history. I think she used to work for the Disney Channel.
Oh, right.
Um, but yeah, so she was there, and my wife loves some of her universe merchandise, which is merchandise that caters more for female Star Wars fans.
Oh,
And so every time she sees something she likes, she always picks something up. So on
nice.
this
That's
occasion,
cool.
she bought this awesome T-shirt that Ashley signed, and while we were there, she also offered to sign our passes as well, which was really cool.
Yeah, she seems pretty stand up,
Oh,
down to earth kind of
there's
person.
there's not there's honestly there's not a actor or anyone related to Star Wars who's got as much time as Ashley Eckstein's got for the fans. Honestly, I mean, she has queues and queues of people, and
Hmm.
she doesn't matter how long you want to stand there chatting. She'll make sure she stays until she's got to the last person in the queue.
Oh,
She's
that's
awesome. She's a
awesome.
really awesome lady. Really
Hmm.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, nice, nice. Um, I want to talk a little bit about the plates. They're plates, aren't they?
Oh yeah. The plates, right? Yes, yes, yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah.
What? What's the deal with the plates? They look fairly old-fashioned.
Yeah, these are that. Yeah, you're 100% right. These were bought for me in the early to mid 90s. My parents got them for me, and each year a company called the Hamilton Collection released a plate, one for each of the original trilogy
Hmm.
films, and they're hand painted and with a
That's
20.
hand painted.
Apparently so. That's what it
Oh
says.
wow.
And they're 24. They've got a 24 carat gold. um, rim, if that's the right word.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. um, that we'll just use that word and not say it again. So yeah, they were like a limited edition plate that as a sort of a young teenager, I had a wall that I had some Star Wars posters on, and my mum bought me these every year, and I
Yeah,
hung them on my wall. And these are one of the items that I completely forgot that I had.
really.
Yeah, absolutely. They're absolutely worthless from what I'm aware, what I think they are. Anyway, I mean, I don't think they're.
Surely not. Like,
No, I don't think so. I think I checked on eBay years and years ago, and I don't think they were. Well, not that I'd sell them because they've got too
no.
much sentimental value, but they're not worth anything. Because I think maybe, as you say, they're a little bit old fashioned. But yeah, I'd forgotten I had these, and when I did the box, when I found the boxes that they were contained in within the main box,
Yeah.
I was like, oh wow, I haven't seen these in years, and they just bring back those childhood memories, with my old room when I was living at
Yeah.
home,
Yeah.
when I was 13, 14 years old. Yeah, I mean, they're very old fashioned, as you say, but I think the artwork on them is absolutely
It's
brilliant.
great. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I'm just looking because you've also sent over pictures of the back of the plates, and it's all dated, and it tells you which number it is, plate
Yeah,
number.
yeah,
So yeah, it's quite cool.
yeah. They are
Quite
quite
impressive.
good. I just don't think they've got a place in modern um, collecting, if you like. But
No, not really.
I'm sure everybody. There's always a Star Wars fan who collects something. So I'm sure there's a Star Wars Hamilton plate someone out there
Yeah.
somewhere, because it wasn't just these three plates they released. They've released hundreds of different plates. They had a
Mm.
series of all the different ships you could get in Star Wars
Right.
as well. So yeah, I mean, they're quite a good collectible if you collect this sort of thing.
It's only, well, if people are willing to pay the money for it, and it's
Yeah.
worth something, isn't it? I think we've said that before. Um, moving on, Star Wars Weekend's medallion, is that
Star Wars Weekend.
is,
Oh
the,
yeah,
is
yeah,
similar to the one that they get at the end of New Hope?
yeah. This is Chewie's medal. No, this was one of something I picked up in the merch store, and I
Really
don't know
hurt
if
me then.
you're yeah, I don't know if
What?
you're aware, but in Disney, there's a kind of a thing where you collect pins. I don't know if you've heard of that before.
No,
You can buy commemorative pins. You can buy pin. I mean, there's I'm going to say millions. There's probably millions of pins you can buy
right.
at Disney World, and they represent everything to do with Disney movies, cartoon characters, animated, um, theme parks, you name it. There's a pin
Okay.
for it.
Yeah.
And what you can't see is obviously this is a little medal, but then the strap that it's attached to would go around your neck. And then what you'd do is you'd collect the pins and then you'd attach those to the strap.
To the strap.
So it's
Right.
not really about the medallion at the bottom, but I bought it because I really like the fact that it was the medallion from A New Hope.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
as I made the really bad joke at the beginning, I always say this was Chewie's medal.
Yeah. Well, you nearly fooled me.
Yeah.
um, right. Fine. The final thing from me is the Jedi Path book. Now, this is really cool. I'm hoping you're going to put a video up here,
Oh, right, yeah.
because you sent me the video of this, didn't you?
I
Of it
did,
in
yeah, when I found
actually in
it. Yeah.
action,
Yeah.
and it's awesome. It's
Yeah.
so cool.
I
So,
just have to say though, the mechanism in it has not working so well. I mean, you kind of have to use your hand a little bit to push the book out, but yeah, it is a great.
as people are probably watching you
Yeah.
do that at the moment
Yeah.
in the footage.
I'll have a
Yeah.
screwdriver or something trying to pull
Yeah.
it
Yeah, well, do your best. But yeah,
out.
tell me about that one then.
This was a present from my brother-in-law, and it was just really unexpected and such a cool gift.
Yeah.
It's basically a box, and you press the button, and these two doors open, but they make these massive electric noise as a Star Wars door was opening, like a blast door, and then this blue light comes on, and all of a sudden this book rises from the base of the box, which is the Jedi Path, which is a book. I believe the way it's made out is this is a book that Luke has written,
Oh,
and it's after Return of the Jedi, and it's got lots of parts of other Jedi Masters' teachings in, and there's
mm,
also there's also lots of things in the book like maps and coins and cloth from certain robes and stuff like that. You know, it's
Yeah, yeah,
quite a cool little um, piece of memorabilia. So yeah, it's really cool. And again, I have to say, I got this around about 10 years ago, probably when he bought it for me, and I had it out for a couple of years in my old Star Wars room, and then when we
yeah,
moved, it went in one of the boxes, and I completely forgot I had it.
yeah.
I had to change
That's
all the
really
batteries.
cool. You had to change the batteries.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That sort of lost all of its like element of awesomeness, like
Yeah.
the fact that it's on batteries and not
Yeah.
powered by some futuristic thing from a
Yeah.
galaxy far, far away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Um,
it's a really cool piece.
I really like that. Yeah. So the book is actually, you can actually read through it.
Oh
It's
yeah,
got
yeah, it's
everything in it.
proper
Yeah.
book. Yeah, yeah. Next time you
Nice.
come up, I'll have to show you. It's quite interesting.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. For
Um,
sure. Right. That's
there is
everything
well,
I've got, but I was
yeah,
going to ask you if there's anything you want to talk about in
yeah.
particular.
Thank you. There's just one item that I really wanted to talk about that you hadn't picked out, and I'm not surprised you didn't because it looks quite innocuous. But this is something that I got about 20 years ago. Someone gave it to me, and they said, "Oh, I saw this at a car boot sale," and I thought you'd be interested in it.
Yeah.
And it's basically a catalogue or a brochure, I should probably say is a better word for it, that was handed out to cinemas back in 1978. It was in this country, I believe. I'll double check that. Um, that to in order to persuade them to put Star Wars on
Oh,
in their
really?
theaters.
Yeah.
And it basically is a color booklet, and it basically gives you a rough idea of what Star Wars is, and it has a sections about who each character is, and um, where they've come from, what their ideals are, all sorts of stuff like that. There's a great bit on Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher and Peter Cushing, and it tells you about their characters, and then it gives you some lovely color photographs of the movie itself,
Yeah.
and it gives you some behind the scenes stories. And as I say, this is a real piece of history that was handed out. Now, there's a documentary that came out years ago called that was about the making of the original trilogy, and of course now I'm completely blanking on what its name is. Oh, I'm a nightmare, my memory.
Just put that
But
up
yeah, I'll
in
put that
the
up on the
edit.
screen. But basically, they talked about this brochure. Now, this isn't the actual one. That was a glossy brochure that was given out to American theaters. This was one that was given out to UK theaters, so it's slightly more matte, shall we say?
Right. Yeah.
So, but it's
It's
absolutely
still cool.
oh, it's one of my favorite pieces. And again, it was in a file with lots of ephemera that I had, like leaflets and posters and stuff that I'd picked up in the past.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's one of my favorite pieces. So it's moved its way back into the main Star Wars room now because it's a real talking piece. It's a lovely, lovely piece
Awesome.
of history, really.
Yeah. Nice.
Mm.
Nice. Have you, finally, have you come across anything that you're thinking might get rid of that? Or, like you say, with that one, um, it's moved back into the collection.
Um, there was I mean, with the glaring, obviously, the Anakin and Padme picture, that
Put that
my
on
wife,
eBay, see if anyone.
my wife will buy it to burn it. But no, I've got to be honest with you. There wasn't a single thing really in there that I can think of off the top of my head that I was like, why have I still got that? So that's probably why it went in the box in the first place, to be honest.
Enough. Yeah. No, that's been really cool. And we've got another box to come.
We might even have three boxes eventually.
Yeah. Wow. Like you say, there was plenty
Yeah.
stowed away. So that's awesome. In fact, there's a couple more items. If anyone actually wants to know a little bit more about some of the items that we didn't talk about, get in touch. Martyn will talk you through it, I'm sure.
And if
Um,
anybody wants an Anakin Padme picture,
I don't know. I don't know that people would.
no, no. Well, my
Or
wife
should
and
I
I
buy
might sign it for you.
it? I might buy it. See what I can do with
Blackmail.
that. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. No, that's cool. Yeah, if you did want to get in touch, then please do either in the comments below or on Twitter. It's AL and LTA Pod. Um, That's the same on Instagram, I think. So yeah, get in touch. Otherwise, we look forward to seeing what comes out in the next box, and we will catch you in the next one. See you later.
Bye.